Hey guys, welcome back to Games Mods. Okay, so yesterday's live stream went pretty well. I did mess up a little bit on some of the parts, but I went back in today, rearranged some things, especially the retention spring for the Nerf Kronos for my friend. And I just spray painted, touched up a little bit in some of the spots that were worn down from the mod itself. But it came out beautifully. I'll put a little video up after this one of the way that hers looks. And basically we're going to be doing pretty much the same thing for another one, for another friend, who I've actually no longer, and she wanted purple. So we will be taking this apart. I got the mod pieces to put on it. And we're going to mod the inside, the outside, paint it as well. So I'll walk you through the steps if you've never modded a rival Kronos here from Nerf. They're pretty simple. Like the Retaliator from Nerf is probably the basic conversion of a pump action, top prime to a pump action Springer. And then this is a top prime for rival. This is probably the simplest version. But the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take out this screw right here. And this unhooks this part of the slide. And just for posterity's sake, this already fires, has a stock spring. You know, nothing's been done to it. So average it hits what, 90, I believe, or 80. Yeah, 90, I believe. So nothing's been done to this. I just got fresh off of eBay. But yeah, let's go ahead and take this screw out first. And I got my magnetic bin here to hold everything. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I'm going to flip it over where all the other screws are. And you're going to take off the prime first. So basically this one on the other side. It's the same size screw as the one that we just took out. So if you want to, you can put it right next to it. And then take out these two here, like so. There's that one. And then you should have one more. And these two screws are the same size. If you want to compare them. So this little one came out the bottom here, down there, and then these two came out on the other side. Oh, now they're connecting because it's magnetic. And those two came out of here. So you can just put those back in to there. And then you got one more up top, of course. And that's gonna go right next to those. That one's a little bit different than these two, but you can tell. And then you just pull this off. We will be painting the slide as well. We're gonna be painting it, she wanted purple for hers. And I haven't even gotten the purple out of the back box, so I don't even know what it looks like. Hopefully it comes out good. And I'm gonna go ahead and ask her afterwards, of course, because once we paint it, put it back together, put the mod pieces into it, it'll look fine. But all this, I kind of want to like fill in, I guess, with like another color. Her ammo is going to be pink. I got some pink, I don't know if it's headshot ammo. Yeah, it's headshot ammo. So it's not the best, but she wanted pink, and by God, that's pink. So maybe she wants some pink detailing. I'll have to ask her. Now there is a hidden screw in here. It's right in here. You do need to undo that. Actually, this blaster doesn't even have one. So that's good. One less screw. You can put one in afterwards. I usually do, just cause. And then you're gonna take out, I try to go in a counterclockwise circle for the screws. And that's how I'm going to put them into my magnetic bowl here. Once they come out, I need to magnify that a little bit more. There we go. There's one. That way I know which way they go in when I put them back into the blaster. You could paint the shell with them in, but it's more difficult because you will have to lift up the shell to paint all sides, you know, the underside, the top, side. I always wear gloves because I do not want to get this stuff on my fingers, even though it is easy to get off. Unless it's that fabric and vinyl stuff, that is hard to get off. Always wear gloves with that stuff because, yeah, it's a pain in the butt to get off. Get the rest of these out of here. And should be a last one right here. There we go. Okay, now that you have all the screws out, you can kind of put that to the side. We're going to go ahead and lift this edge off. It should come off pretty easily, like so. And there's your internals. The only thing that we're going to do to this is we're going to take the safety latch out right there. We're going to unscrew this screw right here. I'm holding the safety on the other side with my finger so it doesn't move too much. Some people get rid of the safety. Because we are putting a stronger spring in this, I'm going to keep it. Plus it plugs up that hole pretty well in the shell. I'm going to put that back together once it's out. Put that screw back in there so I don't lose it. You don't need to tighten it all the way, just enough so it won't, you know, fly out. And now you basically have the shell by itself, but you have the black grip and the white part. One part of this blaster will not have any extra paint or decals on it like the other side. So with this, you can actually take the grip apart from this by just unscrewing this screw right here, which we're going to do right now. Like so. It's a little screw. It has a big head, but a very small body. I'm going to put that right there. And then that just comes apart like so. I'm going to put the grip over here because I'm not going to do anything with the grip. It's going to be black as is. And then this side is actually ready to just paint. So I'm going to put that to the side for now. We're going to get everything out of this side. We're going to sand it, and then we'll be able to paint that side. So when you take apart the blaster, you got to think, well, what am I going to keep afterwards, after we paint, you know? So let's see, if we take this apart, you're going to take out this part right here. You're going to keep it just as is. Put it down, because you will be using that again. Same with the trigger. The trigger and the spring come out together. You just put them right there. These two pieces in the back, I learned from the other blaster, you do not need to keep these, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a handle back there to pull the slide back, because it's going to be a stronger spring. You don't really need these, so we're going to just put those over here to the side. Same thing with this piece, the kind of spring catch thing, along with the priming indicator. You don't need that either. And then the muzzle, you don't need that because we got a different muzzle. The door, the jam door, we're going to keep the pin, but we're going to toss this guy. Don't need that. And I'm actually gonna just take that out because I need to leave that out. The rail, I'm just gonna take that out. We're gonna keep that. This little guy for the jam door, we're gonna keep that because we do need that for the door delete piece that we have. We're gonna take the internals out right here, like so. Keep that. It's a nice plunger. You can take this spring and keep it. It's a very good spring for other blasters. And then we're going to put that to the side. We're going to take this out. We're going to keep that. And now basically, it looks like the other side of the blaster, just in 2 pieces. So you're going to take out that 1 screw again, same spot. And you're going to save that screw. Put it right next to the other one, and then you can slide out, and then you have this piece. Now you have to sand. Just sand this part and on this part of the slide, because basically it's going to go like that, right? So if you're painting this black, which I don't recommend, but if you are, you don't need to sand this off at all because it'll cover it. I still see a little bit of an outline on the other blaster, but it's mostly from the indents, not from this stuff. This stuff usually gets covered, but I am gonna sand this stuff off just cause it's gonna be easier. And I use really fine sandpaper. This is 400 X Fine Finish. I believe I got this at Home Depot. It's really fine, and it works very well. Let's see here. Now you may get some of this stuff on your fingers. Don't worry about it. Just wash them after. It'll be fine. And of course I'm doing this over that. Don't really want to do that. Just do as much as you can. You won't get all of it completely off. If you want to get it completely totally off, you can try acetone or like alcohol wipes. I'm not going to be that evasive. Just because I don't care. And then once you wipe it like this, see, it's coming off pretty easily. You can go in with a wet towel or wet rag and just wipe it, which we will actually do. So there's that. And we go into this piece. It's going to have a little bit more in here, sadly. Again, it doesn't need to be perfect. And what's kind of funny is the sandpaper that I'm using, the color of it is kind of purpley, right? So I'm going to be painting purple anyways, and I believe it's a darker purple, so I believe this won't be noticed at all. But just in case, we're going to sand it. Okay, I'm gonna go get a wet rag real quick. All right, I got a wet paper towel here. I'm just gonna wipe this off real quick. If it doesn't all come off, like, you know, stuff that's in there, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Only worry about it if you're painting your blaster like a super bright color, like, you know, yellow or orange. Then I would suggest using, you know, alcohol, either on a paper towel or if you want to get really in there with a toothbrush maybe, you know, something cheap. Cheaper is better when you're modding. I mean, in some cases. When you're cleaning, I guess. So I'm just going to leave it like that. The purple will cover it up. Go on to this piece, of course. And take off the, wipe it down with the dry part of it. Do that on this one too. Yeah. And now your part's ready to paint. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got both body sides, and you got both of the primes. So let's put that up here. Let's put the spring stuff over here. Put all the bits that we need to keep right over here. This is the spring we're gonna keep. This is the one that came out of it. I'm gonna keep that spring because that's very, very nice. Keep that guy. Keep that there. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. So essentially, I'm gonna take this out too. I'm not painting this, I just want to take it out. Essentially, if you can, might be a little difficult, but if you can actually put all this together and then paint it. Not with screws or anything, but you know, that way you make sure you get everything together. The slide though doesn't stay together, sadly, but these pretty much do. Just, you know, handle them carefully. They're held in by their little pegs. There's enough of them to where they will kind of stay together, but these guys probably not so much. So just paint with care. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint these pieces. For you, it'll be a couple seconds. For me, it might be an hour or so. And then we'll put everything back in together. I'll show you all the upgraded parts that we're putting into it and so forth. So see you in a minute. All right, bye. All right, guys, here we go. It's a couple hours later. I went over the blaster parts twice with this purple spray paint, which is this one. It's the metal cast from Duplicolor, purple anodized spray paint, just off of Amazon. But I think it came out pretty good. Some parts are a little bit darker than others. I don't know if you can tell that on camera, but I think overall it'll look fine. I sent her a message, the one that I'm making this for, I sent her a message to ask her if she wants pink accents like in the lettering and stuff. I'll probably hear from her in the morning about that. But this is, I only touched it with gloves so far, so I'm gonna touch it. Oh yeah, it's dry. Yeah, it's very dry. It was hot today, so it dried pretty quick, and I left the garage door open a little bit just to get more air in here. So yeah, totally dry. So the first thing that we're going to do, we can put the grips back on. That's probably the first thing. The part that we're going to be putting the parts into first is this piece. So we're going to go ahead and put this piece over here for now. And that's going to go right there. And the grip piece is here. I'll put that on right there, like so. And we're going to take one of our little screws that goes in the side there. Hold on, this came off this. You just go right back on there so I don't lose that. That's going to go right into there. There we go. That's not going to move. Oh, that's pretty cool. Then you can put this piece back in. I don't know why I took this off, but that can just go back on like so. That's right. Yeah, that's right. What's the next piece? This we can put back up here. It's gonna go in just like so. Let's get these pieces out. And of course we have to get out the new and improved pieces. So this is going to go right back in there. This is going to go right back onto there like so. Let's see here. This goes into the other side, so we'll put that together. Take that apart. Take this side, put the safety back in this way. No, this way. Like that. I'm gonna hold that against there, flip it. I think I need to put the grip in first. Yeah, okay, hold on. Take this off for a second. Grip goes on first, and then that goes on there, yeah. And then you can hold it all together and then flip it over and screw the pieces in. There's that. You can take that screw, put it back in there like so. Screw that back in, just like that. And your safety back on. And then you can take that other little one that's just like this one and put that back in place. So the grip, grip can go back in place onto this side. Like so. There we go. So now that's together, so that's pretty nice. Put that side to the side. Side to the side, sounds weird. Now for the pieces that we need to put into quote unquote modify. I believe this is the muzzle to be able to boost it from 5 rounds as normal to 6 rounds. This is from Mr. Gavin Fuzzy, of course. Gives you a little sticker, that's nice. And it comes with three, why is this hard to say? Three 3D printed parts. There. So you have the top part, the part that's going to allow the 6th round, as well as the extended muzzle. I got orange because we want to be safe after all. So like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this part that was originally in the blaster here. You're going to, I know this part's a little bit difficult. Pull this part forward if you can. Or out, like so. And then you're going to pop this side off first. Carefully. Like that. And then you can go ahead and pop off this side. Now when this pops off, this retention spring may pop off with it, so just make sure your hand's over it so it doesn't go flying. Hold on, let me get that off again. Push that down a little bit, there we go. There we go, that's pretty easy. And this, you can unclasp if you need to. I usually need to, just because, just to get this plastic piece out. Because basically it's folded into itself. But there's a groove in here where it can come out, like so. There you go. So then you're going to take the 3D printed piece here. You're going to slide it into the front. The skinny piece is going to go into the groove there like that other one did. That usually falls off, don't worry about it. Just make sure when you put it on, make sure you're putting it on correctly. So if you look at the retention spring, it has one leg facing down, one facing up. The down leg is gonna go in front of this little lip right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then this one, very carefully, you're going to have to push it all the way around so it will fit behind this, because that's what's going to give you your tension. I'm going to use this little guy because my fingers are too big to be doing that. And I usually want to put this post on first before I get to the other one. So hold that like that, pull that around, and of course it pops off. Let's try that again. This may take you a couple of tries. This is probably the most difficult part of the whole blaster itself. Just getting this retention spring in place. I'm wondering if I pop on this side, if that'll stay in place better. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Sorry if it's not like camera, I can't look at the camera and this at the same time. Almost had it. Try number 2 is closer than try number 1, so that's a plus. Let's try again. That's the other problem. This does want to snap into place automatically. Don't let it until it's, you know, in place. Okay, let's see here. There we go, I got it. Okay, so basically you want it to look like that, and you want to have a lot of retention like that. So, I don't know if you can see it, but the way that works is the leg that's sticking up is right behind this notch in this gray piece, right there. And then the one on the other side is behind this orange piece. I'm actually gonna push that down a little bit just to make sure it's in there, but I think it is. Yeah, it's fine. And it snapped on the other side as well at the same time, so that's good. So that part's done. And then you can put this piece back in. Goes in just like that. And this is what opens and closes to basically solidify the spring in there to push the ball forward into the firing range, or not fire, into the barrel. And then you're going to take this, you're going to slide it right into there. Push it as far as it will go in. It won't snap or anything. It's just, you know, friction fit basically. Should look like that. And then this piece, you want to make sure this is inside this groove here. Just fit it until it feels comfortable. Oddly enough, that went in pretty easily, which is rare. There we go. And then this top piece, it has a Gavin Fudzy's insignia right there. That's going to go facing into the blaster, just like that. So slide right on top of the other piece. Whoop. That pops out, just put it back. Okay. You can put this piece right back in here, like so. Ooh, that's where it goes. Oh wait, before you do that, let's get the other pieces while I'm thinking about it. Here's an upgraded spring, as well as one of the cosmetic pieces I got from a Foam Technician. The sight, you know, it's just a faux sight, just for looks, nothing fancy. And then, let's see here. There's a door delete from So Sick With It. So you're going to put that on the post here that we took out, the little peg, and that's going to go right in there. It'll be loose for now, but once you put it all together, it'll be pretty tight. Usually you don't need to pop that side unless you really have to, but you don't really need to. And then this is the pull handle. Not pull handle, pull handle. So instead of gripping the top prime like you usually do, since this will have a stronger spring in it, you're gonna need something easier to prime it with. So I got a handle. And this is from So Sick With It as well, I believe. And he does really good work on these guys. So we'll be putting that in. So, the next part, I'm gonna go ahead and put this slide part back on. This is gonna go on this side. So just like that. And that post on the other side, hold on. So this hole on this side of the priming bar is going to go right through there. Should just click. And then this is going to go right into that little groove. It'll fit better together when you put the other side on, of course. But for now, just apply a little pressure. Should be fine. To really make sure you can take it off a couple times. Leave it as is. Let's get the spring. I believe I got this from Darts maybe. And that's going to go around this piece, of course, like so. That's going to go in there like so. And when you put this together, make sure this is going backwards the right way, because In my other blaster that I modded, for some reason I kept putting it in the wrong way. The right way is, hold on, let me see. That way. So this way is the right side up. So like that, and then like that. So I'm gonna put that right in there. I'm gonna squeeze the release down right there. Put that into the blaster. It's gonna fit right. A little gap there. You may have a little, struggle with it because it is a fatter spring. So putting it in may be a little bit of a task, but nothing I've encountered horribly before. Pick it up and do it. Yep. There we go. So on 1 to 10, it should fit right there. The little catch mechanism should fit right into that little groove and that screw port right there. And that's set into that groove there very nicely. Hopefully shouldn't have a problem. And it's straight, so good. So now we can put in this piece. It's gonna go right there. Then you can put in your trigger, of course, like so. Let me make sure if that's all for the internal stuff. Yes, that's all the internal stuff. So for the outside, we have kind of this, but this is mostly you have to do on the inside. We have our sight, and then we also have a custom top prime add-on bar, basically, and it has my friend's screen name on it, Holszie. She's on Instagram, TikTok. You can go follow her. She's really cool. She's probably the longest person I've known on there, other than the person that sent me to TikTok, but she's really on. So that's gonna go on top. Now at this point, you can put the blaster back together, I believe. I think everything's in there. Yeah, it's funny because it looks like there's pieces missing, which there are these, but you don't need these to pull the prime back. You just need this guy. So I'm gonna put that right back on there. The good thing is I left all the screws out, so this hopefully should go in pretty smoothly. You may have to watch this front part because this part does tend to move a little bit when you're putting the other half of the shell on. As well as the trigger catch tends to move, but we can always apply a little pressure with the screwdriver and put it back in place. Let's see here. Make sure that pin goes into the other side as well. There we go. Doesn't look like the catch moves, so that's a plus. Now, if you remember when we opened this blaster, there was not a screw in here. I'm going to put one, just for rigidity's sake, and I have ADD with that kind of stuff. That looks good. Put that in there. Hopefully it catches enough. Yeah, we're golden. Yeah, it's a solid fit. All right, now you can start putting in the, I usually put in the body screws first before I put on the other part of the slide. Make sure everything's kosher. And if it's not all together at first, when you start screwing in parts, that'll solidify everything. Yeah, like that's kind of a part, but I think once I put screws in here. So if I remember correctly, we were going counterclockwise. So we're going to start from here, up here, and then go that way. So let's see. That's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. That's going to go down there. It's going to go in there. 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 And there. And the rest are for the slide itself, I believe. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a spare one in here. I wonder if that was the one that was supposed to go in there. Probably was. Oh well. It don't matter. Screw's a screw. So screw that one. I'm gonna screw this one together. Screw that one. So far it's sounding good when it goes together, so that's a plus. If you don't paint your blaster, you just want to do the mod, you know, keep it white, blue, whatever, which color one you have, that's fine too. Just know when you're putting it together, I would still take out the screws, because trying to screw this shell on with the screws, just even if they're loose in there, you're going to have some warp left over. You kind of don't want that. Just trust me. Warp is never good in plastic. Make sure I get all these. Yep. That, and then these two in the grip. And these two screws, this one and this one, are actually pretty long. That's good. Make sure that it holds the grip together. Actually, just to be anal retentive, I'm going to take this screw out and put that one in. Well, wait. Nope. Wait. Hold on. Let me check something first. Nope, I was right. That one is missing. So I'm going to tighten that one again. Because I remembered I need one of these. All right, sorry about that. The camera cut off. But I have all the screws into the blaster on this side. I put the priming bar back on, and then we just have one little screw to put in on the opposite side here. Right in that little spot. There we go. And I'm not sure what that is. What is that? Not sure. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and test it. Hopefully if all goes right. Yep, there we go, cool. And now the easier part, where we just put on the sight on the front and the nameplate on top, and it'll be good to go. Let's see here. Where are they? We'll do the nameplate first, I guess. Hopefully the camera doesn't cut out again. Now, the way that this guy made these, I thought they were going to face one way, but they actually face another, which is fine. You know, it's mostly just for the person that's using it to know. So what it comes with is 2 bolts and 2 nuts, which is pretty simple. The way that the name is facing downwards, so it reads downwards, it's actually going to be facing the person. So you're just going to slide this, I believe, onto here. Try to wiggle it on. Come on, a little bit more. I might have to do a little bit of touch-up paint. I had to do it with the other one too when I put this on. There we go. So it's gonna go on like that. So yeah, as you can see, took off a little bit. I can spray paint that real quick though afterwards. And then you're going to make sure that you can see all the way through, to make sure you can put the bolts all the way through. And I cannot. So I'm going to push it back a little bit more. Smidge more. There we go. Now I can see all the way through. You can thread these with your finger at first, you know, until you need to, but it just takes a Phillips screwdriver to drive it all the way home. Okay, we got the things in here. I'm gonna move it a little. I had to line up a little bit better, but now it's going all the way through. Put these nuts on this end, hold the nut in place, and then screw the bolt through so it stays on. That one's tight. I'm gonna put this one on. That one's on tight now. And then the last thing is the faux sight. So you're just gonna unscrew the screws in it. You don't really need to do it all the way either. You can kind of leave them hanging in that piece. But go ahead and line up your blasters, or your scope or sight right there. Line that back up right onto there. Then you're gonna screw those in. Should be good to go. And just like that, Holszee's blaster is done. So very nice. So that's how you basically mod Nerf rival Kronos with a 6-round magazine, upgraded spring, a T-pull style prime, and that hits about 140 now instead of 90. So cool. I'm going to touch up that spot, and then I'm going to get some accent color on there, call the project done. We'll be good to go to ship it off to her, which is going to be interesting because she lives in Canada. So, yeah. But I will leave the links for everything down in the description below, including the upgrade spring, the muzzle from Gavin Fuzzy. What else did I do inside? This guy, the T-pull, the top prime bar custom logo thing up here, the faux sight from Foam Technician, the door from So Sick With It, the door delete, and I think that's about it. If I miss anything, I'll look through and I'll put them in the description as usual. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But other than that, please like, follow, share, and subscribe like you guys are doing. We already passed 570. We're almost to 600, guys. That's ridiculous. Keep it going. It's a lot of work to do these, especially with paint. Because I paint in my garage. What I do is I just paint inside of a cardboard box, so it doesn't go everywhere. But the fumes do, so you have to wear a mask. But it's a lot of work, and in the future I might do custom orders for these if you guys really want to. But my next project that I kind of want to work on, other than blasters coming in, of course, is I want to make a blaster for Halloween. So if anybody knows of some really good mod pieces to put on a certain blaster or whatever, let me know. Just know it has to be a Springer blaster, hopefully one I already have, or I can get off eBay for cheap. And yeah, anything to do with, you know, skulls, bats, pumpkins, whatever you got, let me know. And oddly enough, this does have kind of Halloween colors, and I love it. So I will be using the same purple. I have orange paint if I need it, black of course. I got red, so, you know, whatever. But yeah, this actually looks really nice. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.